Well, everyone, welcome to We Talk Indies. I'm here. I'm with Jameis, who can be confused with Seamus. We're gonna run through a quick show tonight
That's
because,
because all of our podcasts are bangers.
and also we're gonna run through the night real quick. So if you see the VOD, just know we did go live kind of late because I couldn't get my camera to work, and also we got nothing, so the show's gonna be short. Sorry, we got absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. One of these promotions have a show called Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge coming up. So if you want a show with me making my chem puns, this is a show for you.
Is it? It's not. Is it GCW that has that event?
I think it's Beyond. No,
Is
not Beyond.
it's
It's
is
West
it
Coast Pro
West Coast Pro? Oh my God! So my
because
bad. We're sorry.
the main event of that show is Nick Wayne challenging Titus Alexander for the title.
I knew it was one of those because I remember seeing like multiple ads between that, some GCW shows, and a Prestige show that's coming
And
up.
GCW likes to give their shows punny names like that based off of that era of music anyway.
There you go.
So, but
Um.
somebody needs to tell Nick Wayne to give him Hell Kid.
Uh.
Starting with the Mike Kim puns early. That's on that album, right?
Wait, which song?
Give him Hell Kid.
I think so. That was a brief time for me.
Not the biggest Mike Kim fan.
Well, I've seen Mind Chem actually live. Believe it or not, I've actually seen them live.
Good.
So, anyways, welcome to We Talk Indies. Let's see. We got some events to run through. On the 24th, we have IWA Unlimited Wrestling. Then we go to the 26th. We got Rocky Mountain Pro RMP Summit in Colorado. Let's see, the 26th, we have WWA 4. That's in Atlanta. The 26th, we also got OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling, in Kentucky. We also have Wrestling Open on Thursday, as usual. We got Wrestling Open every Thursday. I think every
And of
Thursday,
course,
right?
we here at We Talk Indies love our Wrestle Open.
Yeah, we do. We also got Pro South Wrestling on the 27th. We got 365 Pro Wrestling. So that's it. One's in Alabama. One's in, I believe, British Columbia. That'd be
That's
Canada.
in Canada.
Canada. Yeah.
That's smart.
Pro South Wrestling is in Alabama. Millennium Pro Wrestling, which is MPW. I know. Thank you, Draven. That will be in California. We got PCW Ultra, which is also in California, on the 27th. We have Winter Circle Pro Wrestling. That's at American Legion in Chino, California. Also on the 27th, we got APW Alternative Pro Wrestling. That is in Georgia. We got Independent Southern Wrestling Alliance on there's a lot of events going on the 27th. That's in Summersville, Georgia. Supreme Wrestling is also going on. We have Mid Death Pro in Las Vegas, Nevada. We have Monster Factory Pro Wrestling. That's in New Jersey. We have Future Great Wrestling, which is in Hamilton, Ohio. We're still on the 27th, by the way. And we have Southern Wrestling Federation. That's in Tennessee. The 28th, we have Spartan Pro Wrestling. The 28th, we also have RWE, which is Revolutionary Wrestling Entertainment. Draven, son, I know. Thank you. The excitement you cannot anticipate.
Very enthusiastic. You can hear it.
I
And you
know.
see it.
He's quite loud today. I know, son. I know. You're excited for the 28th, too. We got a ton of events. I know. Louisiana Wrestling Alliance is also on the 28th. That's going to be in Louisiana. I know. So we're going to go ahead and skip through. Let's see, what else do we have? 29th, we got Pro Wrestling Action. That's in Florida. We have CWE, Canadian Wrestling Elite. That is in Manitoba. I know that for by memory. It's in Manitoba. We got Smash also in Ontario on the 29th. We're still in January, by the way. So and then we go back to our usual schedule back in February, which Wrestle Open on Thursdays. What do you got, Jameis?
Well, you said that there's a lot going on the 28th, right?
27th and the 28th look like the busiest days for indie
The,
wrestling so far.
the 28th, if you jump to the British scene, will feature the qualifiers for the second season of True Grit Wrestling. So far, the only qualifier I've seen for TGW TV is Rebecca Resner, very underrated, by the way, great look, versus Ivy. Rebecca Resner will also be wrestling the very first Planet Wrestle Entertainment show. For those who listened the other week,
I was going to
2 weeks
say, did
ago,
you find out anything about that?
they never responded to my correspondence. But they have announced their first show. That will be on February 4th. That's a Saturday. So that'll be something I'm going to look forward to. I need to see if they're streaming anywhere because I really want to see what that show is. But also on February 4th is the aforementioned 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. There is no Helena, but I'm not going to be okay when this show airs because Creature Feature will be wrestling Alan Angels and Kevin Blackwood, and I promise Ash isn't going to be okay either.
The new besties are teaming up. This is nice. The new besties. I'm very
Also
happy.
on that card, Brooke Havoc will wrestle Masha Slamovich.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Cruz versus what?
I did see that announcement.
Jordan Cruz versus Super Beast, and Nick Wayne versus Tyler Alexander.
It's gonna be a good
For the
show.
championship. Speedball is working that show. Vinny Massaro is working that show. That's a fun little card. There's an upcoming Beyond show on the 29th that features I'm going to run down this card real quick because it looks good as well. Masha Slamovich and Akira against Kylon King and Dustin Waller. Shout out to Tiff and shout out to her boys, Dustin Waller and Kylon King. We've talked about them quite a bit here on We Talk Indies. Very, very underappreciated tag team. The Miracle Ones, if you've not seen them, of course, be sure to check them out. Willow Nightingale wrestles Ichiban.
You could also check out any interviews with them. You can go to the Indie Wrestling Corner on YouTube. That's Tiff's channel. You can also follow Tiff at Loves to Dream 82. Her stuff's on the screen, and those listening to audio, that's LUVS, the number 2 Dream 82.
Had to make it convoluted, something for me difficult for me to remember.
Not all of us could have just the Jameis, okay?
Hey, I've got the best name. I lucked out that there's not many people named Jameis.
Just Jameis. Like, no last name, just Jameis.
And none of them have enough of an ego to put the in front of it.
The only Jameis, the one and only. Anyways, continue. West Coast Pro is going to be a phenomenal night. We'll definitely watch that.
Yoya versus Janai Kai. Yoya and Janai Kai, Yokai, against Above the Rest, which is Tristan Thai and Gabriel Sky. Leo Rush and Alec Price. And Wheeler Yuta versus Marcus Mathers. But Leo Rush has also been announced for a February 8th show where he will be making his Fight Life debut. That was announced today. I've not seen anything regarding his opponent, but that show will feature Becca versus JT Dunn, Jordan Oliver versus Mike Bailey, which promises to be a happening, and talents such as Alley Catch and Miracle Generation, which Miracle Generation are killing it everywhere across that scene right now. Another card to look at will be the upcoming Rev Pro shows. For their upcoming Hampton show, they've actually announced Will Ospreay versus Leighton Buzzard. And that should be excellent. There was a recent interview with Leighton Buzzard that just dropped today.
Yeah,
I heard it this
we're
morning.
gonna have something up at TWM Plus News. That's gonna be, I'll be putting it up for actually Mark.
Yeah, Mark. For those of you who don't know, follow Russell Mobs on Twitter. He reached out to me this morning, and I'm like, I sent him your way because I was on my way to campus, and
I told him I was not gonna be able to put it up till later today, so after the show, just because
so
I was so busy. But that'll be up on TWM.
so be sure to check that out. Be sure to check out all of TWM's interviews, especially there was somebody I can't quite remember who did a terrific interview with Kid Bandit recently.
That was you.
He had terrific hair. Oh, it was me. That's right. So be
You
sure
always
to
gotta
check
put
that
yourself
out.
over. You gotta put yourself over.
And they had the next Rev Pro show will be in London on February 5th. Connor Mills versus Luke Jacobs. Michael Oku is announced for a match against Eddie Dennis. The Dan Maloney, Chris Bronson. As always, Rev Pro continues to kill it with their cards, with their shows. The energy that their audience brings is second to none on the independent scene. So whenever that inevitably airs, I'm very excited to see how that show plays out.
Mm. Also, we've got a Wrestling Revolver coming up on the 2nd. I will be there. I will be in Dayton. I don't, you know, don't miss out on that show. You can get that on Fight Plus. That's included. And also, there's another, which is, this one's called Night at the Moxbury. It is going to be on a Thursday night.
Emilio! Wait, no, that's not the Roxbury. My bad.
Night at the Moxbury. But that's a phenomenal card there. We have a lot of AEW talent as well as Impact talent and independent talent. So it's going to be quite interesting.
I'm going to assume, and I'm just going out on a limb here, that Night at the Moxbury is main invented by Mox.
Possibly. But yes, it is, John Moxley will be there. Hello, how's it going? Welcome to the chat. And also, the next Revolver event will be Drip. So, which you would be interested in that one.
Is Johnny Drip Drip wrestling?
Yes, he is.
Oh, I just threw out John Hennigan's whatever he's working under now name. I didn't realize that was actually a thing.
Yeah, yes, he is actually. Go check out that show. That is another Revolver show.
What's the card looking like?
For that one or the Night at the Moxbury? You want to know about Drip?
I want to know about Johnny Drip Drip, yes.
Because he's your favorite.
I love Johnny Nitro. I don't even care.
John Grisham will be debuting, and that'll be on March 4th. Koshida will be debuting. And, of course, Death Dolls, Taya Valkyrie,
and
Rosemary, and, of course, Jessica. They're all going to be there as well.
Jessica's going to be at a Revolver show? No, I would have never guessed.
Oh, stop. And then Ninja Mac will be returning to Revolver as well.
Ninja Mac, he's been killing it in Noah. I'm very glad he's
got man, underappreciated.
I know we don't want to talk about Noah on this show because I don't know if they qualify as an indie, but
fantastic promotion, fantastic. I mean, he killed it on.
Marufuji's the man.
Marufuji is the man.
Dude, did you see how good of a good shape Hakushi was in the other night?
No, I did not.
Dude, I'm ready for another Hakushi run. He's like 55, 50-something years old, and I'm here for it.
I mean,
So,
go check
And
out
like,
Noah a lot. With we don't really talk about it because it's not. I don't. Noah's one of the best.
trying to quantify what makes a Japanese indie is very difficult. Like
Exactly.
PDT Pro 01, I would count them as indies,
I
but I
count them as
understand why
well.
people wouldn't.
Exactly. I would too. Definitely 01. But we don't talk about we don't really talk about Noah DDT or 01 on the show. We may
Or Tokyo Joshi Pro.
yeah, I mean they're under DDT.
Right.
They're part of the chain. Anyways, so we don't necessarily talk about that on this show, but we can eventually incorporate it in sometime. But I want to say, if y'all want to check out some Noah stuff, please go to their YouTube. They do air a lot of episodes, a lot of matches on there. But make sure you go to of course, the main Noah one. They have more of a library on that one.
And of course, another upcoming show that I don't think either of us glossed over, is happening on the 5th. CZW Limelight, headlined by Leo Rush versus Rich Swann. And that will take
Oh,
place at the State Theater and
okay.
Havre de Grace, Maryland. I've not seen much of
Hmm.
an advertisement for this show, but that's a pretty good match for CZW.
Yeah. I don't think I have either. Hold on. Yeah. I don't think I have either. February 18th, we've also got Wrestle Rave as well in Houston. So check that
And
out.
of course, on the 4th of February, Alexander Hammerstone is defending the MLW World Title against Jacob Fatu. This is probably the heaviest promoted match. MLW's had a good minute. That show features Delmi Exo challenging Ty Valkyrie for the World Featherweight Championship as well. Ricky Shane Page is on the show. Davey Richards, Mance Warner. That's going to be a very strong card as well.
Hmm. Speaking of, supporting, the indies, can't fail to mention Slowpoke Toys and Collectibles, for your IWC indie wrestling collectible needs. Please follow them, give them a follow. Go shop Slowpoke Toys and Collectibles. They have a great choice of pins, air fresheners, stickers, anything that the indie wrestling fan would love and enjoy.
And
Now
of
continue.
course, if you want to support your favorite independent podcasters, whether they cover independent wrestling, horror movies, metal music, whatever the case may be, you can go to their store and buy We Talk Indies merchandise. Look at how cute the little silhouette of McDuff is with the bleeding heart. Shout out to McDuff. We hope he's feeling better.
Yes, McDuff. We hope you get better, McDuff. We're happy to see that you are doing well, McDuff. We don't talk about it much because Tiff's not here, but McDuff did have some a little bit of some surgeries. But he's good. He's good. He's healthy. He's a survivor.
Be sure to get your favorite McDuff merchandise.
Yeah, so we're happy to hear McDuff's doing good.
Dude, that is the
It was
cutest dog.
Yeah, but that was so sad. I was like, oh my god.
He's so dapper.
Yeah.
He's the most dapper dog I've ever seen.
But yeah, so Jameis, what are you looking forward to in this February? Not Valentine's Day. We don't talk about that day.
Oh, if you want to talk about the most overhyped, overrated, capitalistic, greedy
Oh, here we go.
holiday, it's Valentine's Day. Talk about a holiday
Not Christmas?
designed to make you feel awful for not buying people a bunch of things.
But if you do want to buy something, you can buy your cute McDuff merch, and
Of course.
you can buy it. That we're totally
You'll
okay
be
with
right
that.
on if you do.
It's got a heart on it. Why not?
My favorite Valentine is Greg Valentine.
The only
The
the only Valentine I like is My Bloody Valentine, the movie.
My Bloody Valentine. The so February. Let's see. What usually happens in February?
Besides V Day.
Let's see.
V
The
Day.
first day, the first day of the World Baseball Classic begins in February.
I'm talking wrestling.
Well, you mentioned Valentine's Day. I figured we were
I
talking
just
more
said
than just
anything
wrestling.
but Valentine's. I mean, but why not? Why not take a date to an indie wrestling show? Um,
Because my local independent wrestling show is not a place I want to take a date.
hey, we've got one, and that's at
some of
IWA.
the some of the fans of my local wrestling show, ooh,
We we have Extreme Valley Wrestling and IWA that you could take your date to if you want to share some independent wrestling, share some love. You want to go out on the town. Why not do it at Dayton, Ohio at Extreme Valley Wrestling? That's at the Odd Bodies Music
and
Room.
and
7
of
p.m.
course, if you live in the Europe and your girlfriend wants you to take her to the planetarium, you can give Planet Wrestling Entertainment a shot.
We're not exactly sure what entails in Planet Wrestling, but we like to
My
imagine
local
we like to imagine that there's a plethora of of stipulations that involve space.
my local independent wrestling promotion is actually starting to run again
Oh,
because
okay.
they stopped running for a while. The It's the promotion that Catalina Perez came out of, that Brandy Loren came out of, or excuse me, that's not her independent wrestling name. Her name was Ava something uh, on the Indies. Uh, Ava Story is is the name I'm thinking of. That we've had a couple of good talents come through there. It's Jerry Lethal's old school, but all of the friends I made at that promotion, none of them seem to be working this show. So probably gonna give it another month.
All right.
Yeah, but I may have an interview with one of their talents coming up for TWM. So be on the
So
lookout for that.
yeah, we are doing more interviews. We are producing more shows. We just started TWM Music, Talks Music.
I feel like there's gonna be a new face of the TWM brand, and he's got a beautiful smile.
Speaking of TWM Music, we interviewed Trent from Hemi, who also is a producer at AAW. So that falls into, of course, their next event, which is Legacy. Oh my God, I can't talk right. Legacy, which is on February 17th. You can watch that actually
And
at High Spots.
their last show featured a world title match between Jake something and Mance Warner. Tremendous stuff.
We don't
And
really.
of course, Masha Samovich won their women's title in like a minute.
Hey, Masha's been killing it everywhere. Her and Akira. So
Yeah, but they didn't
congratulations to
even
them.
give Christy James a chance.
I mean, she was facing Masha Slamovich. What did you know?
The
uh,
upcoming AEW Legacy show, has a card been announced for that?
Go to AAW Pro. I believe
I know Black Taurus is wrestling that show.
they put the flyer up. The flyer. Let's see. We got Ren
Ooh,
Jones.
Shaft is working AEW now.
Of course. Let's see. Of course, the Walking Weapon, Impact World Champion,
Josh Alexander.
Alexander will be there. He works at AAW Pro a lot. We've got There's
I almost called him Jason Alexander because I've been watching too much Seinfeld.
oh my god. So
Please don't hurt me, Josh.
please don't hurt me. But we don't really talk about Jake something a lot, which is a phenomenal talent.
My favorite Jake something thing is when Warhorse just shouted, "What's his name?" and the crowd went something, and Warhorse goes, "No, it's not. It's dead." And he punches him in the face.
Um,
That was at a Warrior Wrestling show, I believe.
yeah,
One of their first shows after the pandemic restrictions started easing up.
but we don't really discuss, much about Jake something. But if you ever catch his matches, please do. Phenomenal talent.
And of course, catch Warhorse's matches. You
Speaking
can
of,
buy tremendous shirts like this.
any updates on what's going on over there at the Casa de Warhorse? Meaning anything Warhorse related. Any news? We got anything lately?
I've not really paid much attention to social media lately. I did see on Facebook today that Warhorse is about to do a European excursion again.
Oh.
Hold on, let me find it. 12 hours ago, he posted that in all caps, of course. So hold on, let me match Warhorse's energy. I can't go full Breeze Horse. I have to have the Warhorse enthusiasm. Warhorse is coming back to the UK February 1st through 21st. All you headbanging, tea-sucking bastards better be ready to rock with Big Horse. Big Horse.
Big Horse. What? Did he type
Full
Big
schedule
Horse?
coming out, but I only have 2 open dates, trying to fill February 4th and February 18th. Email bookaviking@yahoo.com for info. I love how, before he became Warhorse, like when he was just wrestling against Jake Parnell, you know what his original gimmick was, right?
Wasn't he a Viking?
He was a part of a Viking faction.
I was like, wasn't he a Viking?
Yeah, he was part of Viking War Party, and Alex Herzog was his main partner. So the fact that he's now over as Warhorse, and his email is still Book of Viking, I find hilarious.
Book of Viking.
Why go through the energy of changing it and changing
Why?
what promoters know to reach out to?
Yeah, exactly. So, any final thoughts this week? Do you have any rants, any rages that we need to go through?
Not wrestling related.
Okay. Well, you get one, so make it appropriate.
No, I'm not going on any rants for this.
I'm
not in a very ranty place right now.
Okay. Not a very ranty place.
It's the first time for everything, right?
Hey, it is what it is, man. I mean, all we've got is some events. We got a handful of events and not a whole lot to talk about.
We can go over some shows that just happened if you'd like.
We got
I know
time.
we don't really do that on this show.
We've got time. We can go over like a handful, like a couple. What do you got?
The most recent, on the 22nd, so 2 days ago, New South did a head-to-head pay-per-view in Alabama with GCW.
Okay, go over.
The opener was Tyler Franks versus Jordan Oliver. Go out of your way to check that out. The most interesting outcome for me was the Tony Depp and Cabana Man Dan match.
Wait, what?
Cabana Man Dan won. Billy Starks challenged for the New South title.
Okay.
Lost to Kinsey Page. And of course, the Carnies and Boosie. What a fun, character-driven matchup. Be sure to go check out that show. I realize we don't talk about GCW much, but their weekend in Alabama provided a lot, including Cyclop and Miedo Extremo defeating Nick Wayne and Jordan Oliver on
That's
the
right.
20th,
They're a
the
tag team.
21st show.
Yeah.
What?
I said that's right. They're a tag team. Oliver and
Right.
yeah.
They challenged for the GCW Tag Championships and lost. Speaking of the GCW Tag Championships, it just dawned on me,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like this is something we should mention. If you want to support the family of former GCW Tag Team Champion Jay Briscoe, be sure to donate to the GoFundMe that's going around. All of that goes back to his kids. And shout out to Jay. We love you. Thank you for everything.
So we have a raid actually from the Pro Wrestling Roundtable. Thanks for the raid.
Shout out to Bad Blood. I hear he's an indie wrestler. I don't know.
We hear he's an indie wrestler. We're not sure.
We don't talk about him while we talk indies, so we don't know.
We're not exactly sure.
I hear he likes to work with Randy Hogan.
Oh, stop. There you go. Make sure to follow them. It's in the chat. Give them a follow. When you catch this VOD, check out the chat. And King of the Indies is here. He says, hey, the Jameis.
The King of the Indies.
The King of the Indies is
how
in the house.
How are you doing tonight, King of the Indies?
The King of the... Not just King of the Indies.
Well, I have my moments. Sometimes they're not great. Sometimes they get to me. But overall, I can't complain much.
Yeah, we have a short show tonight because we don't have a lot to talk about other than bullshit now.
But, yeah, I definitely wanted to hit on that before we went into anything silly.
The GCW event?
No, the Jay Briscoe thing.
Oh, yes. Go ahead. Continue.
Because let me find the link.
That is important.
Put it in the private chat so that you can put it in the.
That is important.
Comments.
Yeah.
Or
put it in the private chat, and I will copy it, dude. I will copy it.
The fundraiser launched 4 days ago. I'm very pleased to see how much they raised so quickly.
Yeah.
And of course, shout out to people like Kevin Steen for how generous they were with their donations. I think it's wonderful to see the support that and the love for Jay Briscoe. Hold on. Here, let's see.
I mean, you know, it's a very tragic thing that happened, but I'm glad to see that there's a lot of support for Jay and his family.
Me too. I'm glad to see everybody else in the vehicle ended up okay.
Yeah.
They've already surpassed their goal, and I think that's wonderful. I really hope this is the right link. I'm going to assume it is.
We'll just...
Also, I misspoke. It's I made a faux pas.
Yes, it is
it's a Give Send Go.
It is the right link.
It's a Give Send Go, not a GoFundMe.
Yeah. It is the right link. The link's in the chat. If you're watching the VOD, it will be there as well. We'll also put it up on TNI, Total Nonstop Impact.
The hyperlink or permalink, whatever you want to call it, for is www.givesendgo.com// Pew, that's PUGH, love.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and also put that in when we air tomorrow. If you're watching this live, it's Monday. It'll air tomorrow, Tuesday, at Total Nonstop Impact, the #1 Impact Wrestling podcast. We are their BCD show. I'm not sure what letter, but we're on there.
Hold on. Let's get this straight. I can't say it. I wanted to say I don't care about J-Bo, but I love J-Bo, so I'm not going to insult the world's greatest podcaster, the most legendary podcaster to ever live. But if I'm on the show, it's the A show.
Now, excuse me. You cannot take the spot of famous podcaster J-Bone, okay? The father of cats, okay? With phenomenal...
Anybody who fathered that horrible musical is already the C show.
Oh, come on. Come on. But, yeah, shout out to J-Bone. We love Uncle J-Bone.
My
He
favorite
runs,
cat is Stevens.
he runs, actually what's, Smash This Podcast as well, which is, it's AEW, pretty much every other wrestling. And then he's also on Total
It's
Nonstop
very elite,
Impact.
if that's what y'all were wondering.
It's very elite, yes. And he's also on Total Nonstop Impact. So, go over there.
J-Bone certainly made an impact.
There we go. You can follow us on
Look, I may
Patreon.
have the nicest hair, but I can't compete with the nicest scalp.
Also, our charity show to Big Joe's over there
Prettiest
as
scalp
well.
in the business.
Will you stop? Anyways, we were on the charity show for the holidays for Big Joe. That's on there if you want to watch us become sleep
I talk about
deprived.
everything under the sun on that show, don't I?
Yeah,
I think at
we were all
one
sleep
point we were.
deprived.
Well, I'm perpetually
Sleep
I'm
deprived.
perpetually sleep deprived, and I believe at one point the whole panel was singing the song "Psycho Dad" from Married with Children, like
Yeah.
the fictional television show within Married with Children that Al likes.
Yeah. We talked about a lot of things on that show. A lot. Things wrestling related. If you want to watch us get sleep deprived by like 6 a.m., that's the show to watch.
Yeah, I remember.
No,
I
it was
like,
7 your time, wasn't it? By the time we ended?
What?
Was it 7 a.m. your time by the time we ended?
I didn't get off the call until 8:30 my time. But remember, you and I stayed after with Trent for a little bit.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But I mean
I
on
had to leave
air.
my house at 9. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna shower and go.
Okay, yeah. I got off at 7.
Right.
7-ish. So it might have been 8 a.m. Either way, we were sleep deprived on that show. Please don't take anything serious from us on there at all.
Oh, I'm always serious.
I think I changed clothes like twice during that whole show.
At one point, I changed into a Soundgarden shirt.
I know I was putting on lotion at some point of the
Surely
show.
you can't be serious.
Yeah. So,
I set up the movie line for you. Come on, hit me with it.
no. What if we
How
get
dare you?
What if we get dinged on YouTube?
For quoting
Hey,
Airplane?
good point. Good point.
Hold on. Surely you can't be serious.
Hey, I don't know. I'm like suspicious of YouTube. Ever since I ran like
Leslie Nielsen did not make that amazing I don't know.
Hey, we
Leslie
got
Nielsen
dinged
did
for
not
Plan
do
9
that
from outer
for us to get
space.
dinged on YouTube, okay?
Hey, we what? What did you guys think of the 15 wrestling events this weekend? Well, this weekend hasn't happened. You mean last weekend? We didn't like watch all of them. Trust me, we did not watch.
I kind of glossed over the GCW shows already.
Yeah, we
I
didn't
do that
watch.
again.
Yeah, we didn't watch all of them. Necro, if you're asking. Yeah, we did not watch all of them. I'll be honest with you. We did our best though, but
Okay, don't lie to him.
yeah, we didn't. Yes, this past weekend, yeah. We skimmed through everything, and also I was incredibly busy. But Jameis, did you
What
watch?
was I doing this weekend? Oh, this past weekend, hold on. What's today?
Today is Monday. We do the shows on Monday.
I don't even know what I did yesterday.
But yeah, we
Probably, I watched playoff football this weekend. That's what I did.
But yeah, we did briefly go over the GCW stuff, and we announced the upcoming events. So
I think what we should do going forward is we should look at what weekend shows are coming up,
I just
and
went
we
over
should
all.
split them down the middle. one watches as much as they can of one half of the shows,
Oh my
and the other
gosh,
watches as much
man.
as they can the other half.
So you mean to tell me like this upcoming weekend's gonna be like our busiest one because there's so many events on the 27th and the 28th?
Oh no, I say give it a couple weeks so we can get through this weekend first.
Yeah,
Right now,
I didn't.
this weekend I'm focused on upcoming work related stuff for
Uh,
TWM.
yeah, we're focused on more like we're on post production of a lot of shows for TWM coming up. Yeah, it
And
is
are about to
difficult.
launch.
It is difficult to keep up with everything. Wrestle Kingdom, we don't talk about it because it's New Japan on here. I did.
I'll talk about that Kazuchika Okada work shoot because that looked awesome.
Yeah, Muda final card. I did see that. I did not catch Warrior Rest.
Darby was in the ring with Hakushi. I was very happy.
Um, anyways, I did not catch Warrior Wrestling. Jameis did go over GCW briefly. ICW No Holds Bar 40. I didn't catch it. I'll watch the VOD. XPW. I very rarely watch XPW. And Prestige. I missed Prestige. I only saw parts of it. H2O. I don't watch H2O. That's usually Tiff that watches H2O. So yeah, that's we ran through those events the best we can, but Prestige
The XPW show had a very fun little match. It wasn't too long between Real One and Juventud Guerrera.
mhm.
And of course, anybody who's ever talked about 90s wrestling with me knows the Juice is my boy.
I
So I'll watch any card with Juventud Guerrera on it.
Yeah, action wrestling. I do love action wrestling. I'm actually going to catch up on it. I missed it. So, I believe that the show was a complete banger because they have like banger shows. So, yeah, no, I believe you on that. Yeah, I really enjoy action wrestling.
on fire. What
Yeah.
was the H2O card?
I,
The most
I
I
don't
did
keep
with
up with
H2O this
H2O.
weekend was the most I did with H2O this weekend was with Sean Monaghan, one of the referees, a happy birthday.
Yeah, I don't watch H2O. I will be honest with you, I do not watch it at all.
Oh, Brandon Kirk wrestled Manders. I bet that was good. A hardcore title match ending in DQ. Never mind, that seems awfully contrived and misbooked.
Oh, come on. But
Matt Tremont wrestled Jaden Newman. I'm sure that was good. Declan Grant, Jimmy Line, and John Murdoch in a three-way death match. Ooh, I bet that was solid. I'll go check out the show the next day or two.
yeah, check it out. I got to catch up on Prestige too, and Action I am going to watch actually this week. But
I
yeah,
will say, when it comes to H2O, Brian Neal is the name to watch from H2O. Keep that in mind. It's my boy.
that's your boy.
You realize he and I used to have like deathmatch level personal drama,
Oh god. Do you want to
and
talk about it?
now we're good friends.
One of the gnarliest death matches I've seen in a long time. Okay. I'll take your word for it.
With Matt, I'll hold on. Let me check the comments.
Okay.
Neil Diamond. I love Neil Diamond Cutter's name, by the way. I think it's awesome. It might be my favorite name on the Indies right now. Toshiyuki Sakura is very underrated, so I don't doubt that was very good. We've not really talked about his early U.S. excursion on this show much, but he recently wrestled Tommy Vendetta in a death match in RPW. I believe this past week, that was really good. He's been working in the States a lot more recently, which is always fun to see. He's primarily a I can't think of the promotion's name right now. Prominence Guy, I think is the promotion, which is an indie promotion in Asia, which we don't really talk about the scene at all. So makes sense that his name's never come up.
Well, we're going to come close to the end. We got about 10 minutes, so anything left? Final thoughts other than we've got a busy upcoming show? With all the, we got a busy upcoming weekend.
My final thoughts that are, if you want some good wrestling this week, watch that upcoming WXW show and check out Peter Tahani. Which he among others were on my list of independent wrestlers to check out on our last show. I'll run through that list one more time since it's still the start of 2023, and we like to spread the love on this show. So the list from last time that I gave to check out from a myriad of different scenes were Peter Tahani, Reka Tahaka, Sam Stackhouse. Ooh, I love Sam Stackhouse. He's the nicest dude. Laura DiMatteo, Mick Moretti, Laney Luck, Miracle Generation, Clint Margera, BK Westbrook, Titus Alexander, Kevin Blackwood, Rio. The British wrestler, not Riho.
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying.
Because if you move the H one letter over, it's a completely different wrestler that's already mainstream. And they're two completely different style wrestlers too. So
we did mention Beyond because they do have a really good show coming up. So we did bring them up earlier. But we always push Beyond a lot because they do always have
Beyond's probably the promotion we mentioned the most.
Yeah.
And historically on the show.
Historically, I think Prestige is the second one that we mention a lot.
Because we talk, we'd always go over Wrestle Open when Tiff was on.
Yeah.
And that's Beyond. But their show on the 29th, the main event is Miracle Ones, who are Dustin Waller and Kylon King against Akira and Masha Samovich, and that promises to be sensational.
Yeah, we promise we will be talking about that match on the show.
We will also be talking, I'm sure, about Marcus Mathers and Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, once I come back from Revolver, we'll definitely talk about that as well.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic for that show. You know what my favorite thing about the Indies right now is? Final thought.
The abundance of everything.
I love how IWTV has old AJW shows on it.
Really?
I've been watching. I've been going. You know what? I need to catch up on some Indies. So I'll go to IWTV, and instead I find myself watching Bull Nakano and Manabe Toyota from 30 years ago.
Speaking of IWTV, it is a great service to keep up with the majority of the independent wrestling circuit, whether it be VOD, whether it be live. Please subscribe to IWTV. That's Independent Wrestling TV. Your home for a lot of independent wrestling. Fight Plus is also good. Love some of the promotions on there.
High Spots, you can watch your AAW.
And High Spots as well. But
and PWG months after it happens, or like a year after it happens, because they're behind the times still.
Yeah, and then a couple of promotions like I believe Glory Pro is on YouTube.
Glory Pro's on YouTube. The United Wrestling Network (UWN) does a lot of tremendous shows on YouTube every week. Championship Wrestling from Memphis, Championship Wrestling from Atlanta, Championship Wrestling from Arizona, and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. A lot of great stuff on there. One person who's been killing it on their shows is Heather Monroe. So be sure to check those shows out.
Yeah, so final thoughts and what we got coming up, because we got a busy 2 weeks before we come back to the show. My
final thought is wish me luck.
Wish us all luck. Wish us both luck. But that show is probably going to be about. I'm not gonna lie to you. That show's gonna be about an hour and a half.
Which show?
When I come back from out of town, so 2 weeks.
So I need to be prepared.
You need to be prepared. I need to be prepared.
We've got a very special edition for you. We've also got a couple of other special editions of We Talk Indies coming up. So be sure to follow at the Jameis or at AROCPE or at We Talk Indies. Personally, I think you should follow all three, but I need it more than she does. And, of course, we will announce all of our special editions of We Talk Indies
and
on all of our platforms. Be sure to also follow at Loves to Dream 82 because she likes to confuse me. Evidently, it's LUVS DREAMS 82.
Yeah, we haven't.
I think
we haven't filled the third seat yet because we do anticipate Tiff coming back. She needs some time off. She's doing her thing. McDuff is good, so
I don't know if this is my place to say publicly or if I should, but I'm just gonna say it. I don't want to fill the third seat with somebody else. So
yeah, we don't ever want to fill the third seat.
I think we kind of had a Three's Company dynamic that worked for us.
Mm-hmm. But so, needless to say,
and I
we
think
will not be
putting
filling.
somebody else in there changes the dynamic needlessly.
Yeah. So that being said, we are never going to fill the third seat at the
Unless
table.
Tiff decides she wants to hop back in, then we'll fill it.
but not with anyone else. We're not anticipating any additional host. So, me and Jameis will be busy the next couple of weeks.
It's a good thing this is a bi-weekly show, huh?
Yeah, it's a good thing we try to fit everything in the best that we can bi-weekly. And we will continue talking about independent wrestling as long as they will have us. All three of us.
Now, who wouldn't want us? We're great. We're a hoot.
We're a hoot. We like to party.
And of course, you could have, if you had hopped on earlier, you could have heard Draven hooting earlier.
Oh yeah, Draven had opinions about GCW. He was strong. He had some strong opinions, and I'm like, son, you didn't even watch it. But he does enjoy
you
a
think
good.
He'd be the king of God of that shit, huh?
Yeah, but he does enjoy a good death match every once in a while. I think it's the light tubes. Go.
We all enjoy John Murdoch. It's okay, Draven.
It's all good, son. But yes, we're gonna cut it short tonight. Please check us out. Please follow TWM.
Of course, follow TNI. Follow We Talk Indies. Follow at the Jameis. I hear he's got a really annoying Twitter feed if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah, I hear he talks about baseball a lot.
Oh, I was talking about baseball a lot this morning.
I hear about that.
I'm so ready to do a baseball podcast again. And hopefully by the time this airs on VOD, Todd Helton and Scott Rowland will be in the Hall of Fame, but I doubt it. We'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, we're not having guests on this show because we started TWM Plus Talks Indies, which is primarily independent guests and wrestlers. So we don't want to confuse people.
I think Grave should be our guest. The amount of work and enthusiasm they put in every week elicits a proper appreciation from our audience that aren't really familiar with their work.
Yeah, indie guest. No, we're not doing guest because, like I said, we started TWM Talks Indies again. We revamped that show.
And be sure to check out the Kid Bandit episode. We've got more coming up, so if it's not up in the next week, wait longer.
No, it's up. Kid Bandit is up.
No, I meant the other interviews coming up.
Oh, we've got a lot coming up.
The interview I had lined up, kind of, I'm going to have to postpone it, which isn't an issue. I would rather postpone it.
We've got TWM Talks Music. too.
because of extenuating circumstances, I'll talk to you after the show, but we
Yes,
got some
yes.
things lined up.
We got some new lineups. We got something cool. Um,
We have a new, I don't really know if it's my place to announce this, but
announce it.
we're live, pal. What's going to happen at this point?
Yeah, just
So
announce it.
we
Just
have
get it over with.
an Irish wrestling podcast starting at TWM. Wrestle Mobs. My boy Mark O'Brien, who works at Fight Factory Pro, will
Oh,
be
that's a good
hosting.
thing to mention. Sorry, continue.
I missed what you said.
I said that's a good thing to mention because that's independent wrestling. So yes, go for it.
Right. That's why I led with that one. Is that will launch on TWM. He's got a lot of outside of the box ideas that I'm excited to see how they translate. So be sure to check that out. First week of February, a bunch of shows are launching, but that one specifically, if you like the the UK independent scene, you're going to love that.
Yeah, it's something new, something that we desperately need to
Something
discuss.
unique, something to give the channel a little variety.
Yeah,
We have a lot of things to give the channel variety, but Mark is a great content creator, and I'm excited to see what he's come up with.
yeah. I think Mark's gonna do fantastic. I do. I think they're
I
gonna.
have zero doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's it for tonight. We gotta go. We're ending the night early. Jameis has to go shampoo his hair.
All right.
I
I
don't know what
probably
else
should.
everyone should. But
Somebody I was talking to told me to
oh
use,
god.
sent me. I haven't replied to the snap because I'm on air. But they snapped me tonight and was like, "Hey, have you ever used this hair product?" And then he immediately went, "Oh wait, you don't dye your hair. Never mind." And I'm like, it was funny though.
James, do you ever plan on dyeing your hair?
No,
No. You're all no.
I don't. I don't want to put chemicals in it.
So you want it like all natural forever.
Right. Like, I've always wanted black hair,
Oh.
like Bret Hart color hair, but I don't want to dye it because,
You have to keep up with it.
well, how do I put this in a way that's gonna come across politically correct? Some of the women I've dated that would just dye their hair over and over again, it would always be so like crunchy and frizzy, and I don't want that to happen to my hair. It's so soft.
My hair is not crunchy or frizzy, but thank
Well,
you.
you probably keep up with it better than the women I dated.
I'm well, I'm sorry.
But
Oh my god.
it's just the thought
Dude.
that I could do something
Crunchy.
wrong and mess how soft this hair is. Ooh, I'm not touching it.
Well, anyways, we're leaving. Good night.
We're like George Costanza in the meeting on a high note.
And anyways, really, it always has to be a Seinfeld reference. Always.
Of course.
Anyways, good night, everyone. Say goodbye to your audience, Jameis.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm gonna put the end
if you
screen.
want more of this, follow out to Jameis. If not, there's nothing I can do about it, so goodbye and good night.